Hi everyone. Hope everyone is well. Wherever you are in the world, hope that you are back home now, back in the UK now. It's Friday night, so people are back home from work and looking forward to celebrating their weekends with their loved ones, no doubt. Wherever else you are in the world, I hope you're having a great day. Just a very quick hi Haps, good to see you. Great photo of you, by the way, on Facebook Haps today. And congratulations and well done. Sue, good to see you. Thank you for joining me. So guys, where are you from? Just give me a quick shout out. Let me know that you're here and where you're from so I can say hi back to you. Tony, good to see you. It's been a long day today. And after this, I am going to relax and I'm going to eat something and then I'm going to watch a movie. I love movies. Oh, hang on, that's my dad ringing. I need to just cancel that. I need to ring my dad straight after this. Let me just put that on the airplane mode or something like that. There we go. Hap says that photo was from last year. He was a bit slimmer. Music is a bit loud, is it? Oh, not normally. Liz, good to see you. Hope you're well. So guys, I just want to, very quick one today really. I've been rushing around for the most of this week actually, and I'm sure that most of you guys have been rushing around in whatever you're doing. Hi Helen, hi Sangeeta, good to see you. But certainly I've been rushing around an awful lot. I've had so many things to do and so much on my mind. It's been all good, you know, I've really enjoyed it, but it's been almost like task to task to task. And if I told you that today I actually forgot to eat. I had breakfast this morning and it is now, what is it? It's 20 to 7 and I've forgotten to eat. I literally have not eaten since breakfast time and I don't feel hungry, but I need to eat. So, you know, your body needs that food and the right kind of food. So I've been rushing around and I've literally just sat down for 10-15 minutes and just pondering on, okay, so what can I talk about on Facebook today? And I thought of this subject of slowing down. And it's as much for me as it is for anybody else. I'm getting as much out of this as anybody else is getting. Don't you find that in this world that we live in now, we're constantly rushing? You know, we're so task orientated. There are so many pressures on us, and we want everything like straight away. We want it right now. Whether we want results, you know, whether it's some kind of result that you're after, you want it right now. Or whether it's cooking your food, you want it right now, you want it as soon as you can. For goodness sakes, even mindful meditation, I've seen courses for mindful meditation where they are giving you meditation that you can have in 1 minute bursts. I mean, what's that about really? What does that say about the world? That we're all constantly rushing and we are encouraged to rush even more so. And it worries me. It worries me because, there's a lot of consequences. Hi Chris, good to see you. There's a lot of consequences as a result of rushing around. You know, some of the work or some of the things that you need to do in life might need a lot of detailed attention. But how much detailed attention can you really give to something, or somebody even, if you're literally just rushing around? If you've just got people on your list or tasks on your list and you're just rushing through that list, how much attention are you really giving to that one task? Are you focused in it? Are you giving it the time and your attention, the attention that that person deserves or that task deserves? You see, I think rushing around makes us stressed and it makes us overlook detail. So when you put yourself under the pressure of getting things done, you know, you have your to-do list, and I'm not saying don't do to-do lists because I do them. You know, I have a monthly to-do list, then I have a weekly to-do list, and then I break that down into a daily to-do list. So I have some real good awareness of where I'm going for the whole month. But sometimes these lists can actually overtake your life. And if you're just rattling through those lists and not paying real attention to the person, the task, or whatever it is that you're trying to do on that to-do list, I suspect that you're not going to do it to its fullest quality, and you're not going to give it that value. So I think you put yourself under that kind of pressure and you make yourself stressed. And we all know that stress is not good. Now, sometimes stress can be good. Stress in short bursts can be good because it's almost like a motivator. But when you are constantly putting yourself under stress, it is not a good thing, because we all know that stress can lead to all sorts of illnesses. And did you know that 43% of adults, a survey has just shown, I've just written it down, so I'm just reading this out to you. 43% of adults suffer negative health because of stress. Well, that's incredible. That's like nearly half the adult population that is going through some kind of stress, is having a negative health consequence. And that's the power of stress. And stress comes from the mind, and therefore it's the power of the mind. So your mind can make you feel supremely healthy, or your mind can make you feel very, very ill. No matter how much you look after your body, no matter how good the food is that you eat, no matter how much sleep you're getting, if you're stressed, then there's a good chance, isn't there, that you'll make yourself ill in some way or another. And rushing around actually puts you under pressure and causes you to become more stressed. Sue says, my story, I have fibromyalgia triggered by stress. Well, there's a classic case, Sue. And thank you very much for sharing that, Sue. But there's a classic case of how stress can affect you. But the moment you start putting yourself under pressure to get things done, then you are adding pressure and stress into your life, and that might result in you ending up being ill physically or physiologically. So stress in short bursts, when it's controlled, when you know what it's all about, in short bursts, when you need a task doing, you need it doing there and then, that's fine. Do it. But don't treat your whole life like this. And when I say don't treat your whole life like this, I'm saying don't let stress or don't let speed become your addiction. Don't rush through your relationships. Don't rush through your food. Don't rush through the work that you need to do around the house. Don't rush through the work that you need to do in your business or in your work. Because whatever you're doing that, you're not actually appreciating that moment. You're not living in that moment. You're not enjoying that journey. And I don't know what goal it is that you want to get to, but when you get to that goal, do you not want to be in a position where you can look back and relish the journey that you've been on and think, you know, I had some good memories. Yeah, some tough times, but I had some good memories because I remembered them. Chris says here, as business owners, we put an incredible amount of pressure on ourselves. Giving ourselves a break is one of the most valuable things we can do. It actually helps because you end up seeing things. It's Chris, I can't see the rest of it because, let me just see. Oh, you see things from a different perspective. Absolutely right, Chris. And you know what? That's the learning that I've had today. That's the awakening that I've had today. For the last 3 days, Chris, I have been back to back working because I've had so many great things, you know, exciting things happening. And I've been constantly at it, and I have literally not stopped today. And I was just saying early on before you came on, Chris, that I had breakfast at something like 8 o'clock this morning. I literally have not eaten a meal since 8 o'clock this morning, and it's now 8 o'clock in the evening. So, and yet normally speaking, I actually make time to sit down, to reflect, to internalize, and I haven't done that today, which is what has really sparked this Facebook Live. So I think as business owners, you do put yourself under an inordinate amount of stress because you are so focused, and you know you're the only one that can do this. You're so focused on building your business, getting tasks done, reaching out to people, writing documents, doing some graphics, or whatever it is that you need to do to drive your business forward. You know that you are the person that needs to do it. Even if you're outsourcing, you need to be on top of things. At work, if you've got a high pressure job, and I used to have a high pressure job, I remember in that high pressure job, I was again very often going without meals because I was so focused on the task in hand and all the things that needed doing. Particularly if I got a serious incident going on and I was the officer in charge of that serious incident, I could literally go for a whole day without food just because I was focused on the task. And now I reflect back and say, well, how much do I actually recall of that task or the whole incident? Because I was so focused on the minutiae of the task, and once one task was completed, I'd move on to the next task. How much did I really live in the moment, and how much do I remember of that? And the answer is not much, to be quite honest. And that's very sad, because there's several years of my life where I will have been in those positions and I can't remember the exact detail because I was literally rushing through those tasks. There was an experiment done by a journal called a Journal of Experimental Psychology in 2015, and it said very interestingly that people experiencing anxiety or stress are likely to become egocentric. How crazy is that? So what they're saying is that when you are stressed, if you're rushing through things and you're getting stressed, the more stressed you become, the more anxious you become, the more self-focused you become. You actually start thinking about those around you less, and you start thinking about you more. What precious moments have you missed then? How's that affected your relationships with the people around you? Your loved ones in particular, your friends, your colleagues. So when you're rushing through tasks, and we've all been in this situation, I certainly have been in this situation where, I've got so much to do, I've got my head down and I'm scribing away, the world is moving on around me, and I literally haven't spoken to anyone or engaged with anyone, and I can't remember or even think or can be bothered to think about what's going on around me. Hi Darren, good to see you. Liz, yes, I love my soft music, and it gets me into a meditative state and helps me to focus. Deborah, good to see you. So, even this article, this research that was carried out by this article demonstrates to us that stress from another perspective is also bad for you. We've talked about stress being not good for you in terms of a physiological impact that it can have on your body, but what it can have on your soul, in terms of the egocentrism, is also very bad. Because I want to be connecting with people, really connecting with people wherever I go in life. And stress reduces my impact or my likelihood of doing that. And that's all caused by me rushing around in life. So I've made a commitment to myself that I need to slow down. And I saw this beautiful mnemonic for slow. And it's basically this. So the S stands for see that you are moving. So whatever task that you're involved in, forming a wider goal or whatever it is, recognize that as you're doing that task, you're actually moving forward. You don't need to rush forward, but you are moving forward. Providing you are moving forward, you can be less stressed about it, put less pressure on you. The L stands for live in the moment. This is something that historically I've not done. When I've been rushing around, and even now sometimes when I'm rushing around, I'm not living in that moment. And I need to live in that moment. We need to experience and appreciate everything that is around us in that moment, because there's so many great things happening around us, but are we really appreciating them? The O stands for open your awareness. Be aware that you are rushing around. Open your awareness to the tasks that we think are very, very important or urgent, but actually they're not. Open your awareness to the fact that you're rushing through like a high-speed train, and perhaps on giving enough detail and time to the task that is in hand. So just open your awareness. Just be aware. Be more aware of what's going on around you, and be more aware of what you're thinking, and be more aware of what you are doing. And finally, the W stands for wait a few moments. I love this. Wait a few moments before moving on to the next task. Now, I think that's a really good one, because there's two reasons why I think we should wait before moving on to the next task. One is to give ourselves a breather. You know, when I'm weight training, what I always say is, and I learned this from my coach, if you're getting towards the end of your weight training on a particular exercise and you think that you can't do something, she would always say to me, make sure you have a rest before you go into your next lot of reps, and also take a few deep breaths and oxygenate yourself. So it's a bit like that in terms of your work. So when you're working, take some deep breaths, have a rest, put the foot on the ball, have a look around. But the second reason is also to celebrate what you've just done, because actually what you've done has moved you forward in whatever it is that you want to do, you know, your ultimate goal. But you've taken one step forward, so perhaps you should be celebrating that one step forward. Now, in amongst all of this, what I'm not saying is that that you shouldn't do anything. You shouldn't rush around. I am saying you shouldn't rush around, but I'm not saying you shouldn't do anything. I'm not saying you should stop doing things. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be focused, because you should be focused. I think laser sharp focus is absolutely important. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get your work done. I'm not saying be passionate about what you do, because I believe that you need to be passionate about everything that you do. I'm not saying not take action, because I actually believe in taking massive action. What I am saying, however, is that we need to start experiencing more. We need to start being much more aware of what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it, and live in that moment, that very precious moment that we've got. Because you know what? That moment that we've got right now is gone just then. So the moments pass. And as the moments pass, you are getting older. And when I get older, as I get older, I want to appreciate the memories that I've got. I want to look back when I reach whatever goal it is that I want to reach. I want to be able to look back on my journey and appreciate my journey. Chris, thank you very much for your beautiful words there. Chris says your advice is gold. It's not my advice, really. I'm just relaying that advice from all the research that I've just read, because I was feeling it myself. Gary, good to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. So guys, I promise you this was going to be a short one. It really is going to be a short one. Because I need to go and eat. I need to go and cook some food and eat something, and then I'm going to chill out for the rest of the evening and really enjoy being in that moment, and then I'm going to meditate. I hope you have a very, very wonderful, pleasant Friday evening. Hope this has been of use. If it has, please give me some hearts and some likes. Please share this, because I think it's an important message to share. We are all in a very, very fast world. It gets increasingly faster with digital technology. You'll all understand where I'm coming from. And I think sometimes we just need to slow down a bit. The whole world needs to just slow down a bit and start appreciating the things around us. We need to start appreciating the things that we do, and we need to start appreciating the people around us. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great weekend if you're coming up to that weekend period. If you're elsewhere in the world and a few hours behind us, then you know what? Your weekend starts in a few hours. Don't worry about it. Take your time, enjoy yourselves, and sending you lots of love. Take care. Bye-bye.